Hi and welcome back to another studio vlog. So I can finally say that the art prints that I was working on for the birth month flowers are now available and up on my store. So finally that is all complete. It's been a very long process of getting it completed, but it is available now, and there's full personalization options on my store as well, so you can customize it to what name. You can include date of births as well, to make it that little bit more special and meaningful to you. So that means I don't really have anything to do at the moment because that's all finished. So I shouldn't say there's nothing to do, because there's never nothing to do. I can make a list now of new materials and items that I will need to continuously keep this going, because I don't want stock to run low or run out. And also this means it gives me the free reins of being able to come up with new ideas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look and research for a list of all the flowers, so flowers that begin with the letters, so from A to Z, and I'm going to draw all of them out. And I thought it'd be a good idea to maybe do like initial prints. So for example, my name being Beth, it's a B, so having the initial B and then having sort of all flowers around beginning with the letter B also. I thought that would be a cute print to have as well, so it still kind of will be a bit meaningful to you because it'll be your initial of your name, and then you can also see the flowers that also begin with your initial. So I think that's what I'm going to work on this week. So again, that's going to be a very lengthy process, because doing it from A to Z, that's a lot of flowers. But yeah, I think that will be something cool to do. I think obviously I will still be thinking of other new things that don't take as long, maybe, just to kind of give new items to put on my store. And I do want to delve back into doing some greeting card designs as well, especially for Father's Day and occasions like that will be coming soon. So I think there will still be other things going on as well as just drawing the flowers. So with that said, it is currently Tuesday today, because Monday was a very busy day yesterday, because I had this previous studio vlog that I had to upload and edit, and then I also had to get all my listings for this art print, so all the photos up and all the information ready as well to put that up on my Etsy store. So yesterday was a very busy day, so I didn't really get to film in much, but I thought we'll start today because it's a bit more of a relaxed day. So let's get going, let's get researching into some flowers and see what we can come up with. Let's go.
So I've just finished up writing the list. I've basically written down about 5 of each of the flowers, if there are 5 for each letter, just so that it's kind of a bit of a choice to choose from. Rather than it just being one flower, I can do a few different flowers with each initial. So that's why I thought, because I was getting the list anyway, I'd get as many as I could. So that's all done now. That's from A literally all the way up to Z. So I think starting obviously from the beginning, I'm going to try and get some images or maybe have a look through books to see if I can get these flowers, and then I can start on messing about and having a little go. I've just found this sticker paper that I also have, which I remember I ordered it, and it says printable vinyl sticker paper. Now this is literally like plain paper quality, there's nothing vinyl about it at all. So I've literally just quickly printed out some flowers that I've done before, and it's hard to obviously show it on the camera, but as you can see that texture is paper, so it's not vinyl at all. So whether they sent the wrong one or not to me, but I remember being a bit annoyed because obviously I was like, oh, this ain't vinyl, I can't print the stickers that I wanted to. Which obviously I remember then that I had this, and I was thinking, when I had the trouble with the recycled sticker paper, with it cutting all the way through, maybe this one would be different but still have the paper quality. And it kind of has still cut through, so it is still thin. But I'm trying it again now, as you can hear in the background the machine's going, in different settings again, just to see maybe, because this one is not like the other one where it practically, like in some areas it hasn't cut through at all the way, so none of them have fallen out at all. So possibly, rather than this go to waste, I could use this for the ideas of stickers for future with the paper. So that's what I'm having a mess about with at the moment now. This is the second attempt, and as you can see, it cut all the way through. So that setting was not good at all. This setting was the printable sticker paper, which I put the pressure as the least it could be. But it still cut all the way through. So the first one that I done is better because although in parts it did kind of cut through, I did manage to peel one off kind of so that it's still being like a sheet. And that was, I put that in as adhesive foil. So maybe if I use something like plain paper maybe, or like a different setting of the foils, maybe that would work a little better and not cut through as such. But this was just a mess about really. I have from that sheet, from this sheet here, which I peeled it hot off, I have stuck it in the book, and it does look kind of cute, to be fair, with the paper texture. I would say it's more ideal with the paper texture for these stickers to be placed in sort of sketchbooks on the insides if you want it for notes or to jazz up the planners. Obviously, because it's not waterproof, it wouldn't be ideal to be sticking on the fronts of like to cover laptops or on water bottles and etc. Purely because the design will probably wear a lot quicker, and if water was to get in contact with it as well, the ink will probably run on the paper as well. But yeah, it looks cute inside the book, and I can possibly use this paper for other things. So yeah. this is the art print that I do offer, and a family member did order this, and I am very, very grateful for all the support that my family has given me throughout starting this up. And this is the final little look of the art print. I put it with a backing card and in a protective sleeve as well, just because it's on photo glossy paper. I don't want any scratches or anything to appear, so having this protective sleeve stops that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish packing this up nice. After doing this, I'll package this and then I'll show you some other things that I'm working on. Okay, so this is what I was working on earlier in the day. I came up with the idea of turning these birth month flower illustrations, so recreate other things with the same illustration. So I was thinking along the lines of turning these into stickers. So kind of like with the same theme of me taking like spots of colour, like I did for the little like kind of small cards with all the meanings on. I thought it'd be cool to follow that theme in with the stickers, so like I have here. This way you get to see the full detail of all the dot work on the actual illustration of the flower, but then also the dots of colour represents the colour of what the flower is too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do basically the kind of same sort of theme to the rest of the flowers and see how they look, and then later on I can have a go of printing them out and see how they actually do look in person rather than just on the screen. So let's go. So these are the stickers that I printed out. So they've gone from the digital versions and they've now been printed out on the glossy sticker paper. For some reason, this glossy sticker paper, it doesn't work with the cry cut machine. I think because there's literally so much of a shine to it that when the kind of like laser and the light goes over it to kind of see the lines, because normally you'll have the black border on the cry cut designer space, it was finding it too hard to read it, and it ended up never cutting around the sticker even though I put in the accurate settings and such. So rather than it actually go to waste, because this is very, very good quality, and don't know if you can see it that well, but if I put it down like that you can see the glare from the window of how shiny it is. But it does print out in really good quality, so like I just said, rather than waste it, I thought I would still use it and just cut them out manually instead. This is the outcome of how they look after they've been cut out. So I didn't end up using the cry cut machine this time because the paper that I printed these on doesn't work with my cry cut machine. So I've cut these all out by hand. And if I just zoom in a little there, you can see it captures so much detail within the flower and is very vibrant as well. And you can probably see by here the shine as well, so they're very glossy, and even when they're printed they don't smudge, they dry really quick. So that's these all cut out. This was just a little experiment really to see how they look. I haven't finished all the flowers yet, but I just wanted to see before I go too far with them. But I think they look cute, and I think I'm going to sell them as individuals, so it's something that people can have on the side. Not necessarily maybe wanting to buy a print, but maybe just having a sticker of their birth month instead. So something as a little cute little extra. Okay, so it's a new day and I wanted to work on updating some of my product photos on my Etsy store. So currently these 3 prints that I offer, which are based around British flowers. So you got the big leaf periwinkle, the hairy willow herb, and the fragrant plantain lily, which are the 3 that I have up at the moment, which are basically just black and white prints, and focuses heavily on the pointillism dot work that I do on these flowers. But I thought they looked good as standalone pieces and would look nice as art prints. But on my Etsy, I didn't put them in any sort of like mock-up frames. So what I want to do today, and what could be helpful for you guys as well, is show you how to make your own mock-up images. So all you have to do, which I already have done, is take on photos of a frame, and I put them in a nice setting, so with a background, and this way I'm using my own photos myself rather than having to get licenses or use and pay for other people's mock-ups. You can get some free, but sometimes it is nice to be able to do it yourself. So what I am going to do is do it myself. So if I go to my downloads, I have already got the images ready. So this is the image that I'm working with. So I've already taken it here. What I will do is just adjust the levels of it just to kind of brighten it up and make it look a little nicer. There we go. So just quickly edit that one. So what you'll need to do now is, as you can see, one of the art prints is already sitting in the frame. Now it does look nice enough as this, to be fair. Like, I didn't realise I did take quite a good quality photo, but what I do normally do if I'm making my own sort of mock-up templates is I go to the shapes. So a rectangle would be ideal for this, and where the art print would sit, I'm just going to create a rectangle. So we're on the shape layer. So if you go to this top corner into layer, you'll come up with a few options, and then you've got smart object here. So we want to convert this rectangle into a smart object. So if you just click that here. So this way, so if we look down here in our layers, this is now being converted into a smart object, which means if I click on this little grey icon here, just double click into that, it'll open up a new separate file, and it comes up with our shape here. What this allows us to do is now drag and drop anything that we want into it. So what I'll do is, we'll go for this one first. So if I just drag this one into the rectangle file, and then obviously just size it down, scale it to the size that you want it to, it best fits the rectangle. There we go. So now that that's fitted in there, if you just click the X on this rectangle file, it will come up saying to save changes, and you must save changes before closing. So if we just click yes, and then if we go back to our other file, you can now see that our big leaf periwinkle art print is sitting in the frame. So if I just zoom out a little bit for you. There we go. So this way you get to see an accurate look of what the art print would be in its clear form. Obviously sometimes it can be hard live photographing it for the likes of myself, in terms of I don't have a professional camera. It's hard sometimes in my studio because I don't really have good lighting, so then I have to get as many lamps and kind of get the best lighting myself, so not always can I get the best photographs of these art prints in the frames, because then obviously it has a glass front, so then I get the glare off the lights and then it's a little bit harder. So I always find it easier to kind of take my own mock-up of the frame. So like I've done here, just having some, it's on a wooden brown table, some nice natural brown backing, nice little plant as well, just to kind of make it look nice. And it's a lot much easier then, as you can see, it kind of looks flush and it kind of looks like it actually is sitting there. So what I will do now is I'll do the same for the rest of the art prints. This is also another one that I had done earlier. So again, following the same lines. So I've made a rectangular smart object here. I did have to kind of distort it a little, because obviously this one, as you can see, the frame is a bit more on a sort of angle. It's not flat, so it's not as easy. With the same principle, I've turned it into a smart object. So again, I can drag and drop in any picture that I do want to sit in here. This one I thought was a little nicer because obviously there's a bit more greenery and a bit more emphasising the fact of plants, and that is what the art prints are. So there's that one too. I'm going to put up on my Etsy now and just update them, just so it looks a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm up on my Etsy page, and these are the 3 here that I do have up on there. And as you can see, they have changed slightly now. So I've still got all the old original photos on there, but this did used to be, I think it was this one, or maybe, yeah. So this used to be the front, so the primary photo for what you'd see for the product photo. And this is obviously it as it comes when you do purchase it, and you can see that it's in the plastic sleeve. So I thought it would be nicer to actually show it in a frame, so when you do purchase it, what it could look like, rather than just as what you will receive. And so now we've got this one, which is in the frame, very simple. This was a free one that I found as a mock-up, and then this one is the one that I made, which is up on there, and this is the second one as well. So you've got a few variants of what it could look like in a frame, and then I feel like I just said kept the original ones in there as well, just because it does kind of zoom in and show you a bit of what it does look like, and some more close-ups so that you can see stop work. So I thought that was very important, just to still have these ones on there as well. But for the front beginning photos, I wanted it to look just a little bit more professional. What was that? Then it was on page 3. Oh, no, it is on the front page then, okay. So yeah, this is what it looks like now. So if you were to type in and search for that, it comes up as this being the primary one, and it just looks a lot more professional. So there, it's successfully updated and uploaded.